Zimbabwe President Emmerson Mnangagwa, whose election was disputed and also questioned by SADC, is in Malawi, where he is attending the inauguration of a well-elected president, Peter Arthur Mutharika. And this is his arrival video. So this is what is happening. That is Emmerson Mnangagwa right there in Malawi, where he's attending the inauguration of Peter Arthur Mutharika. And remember, Malawi has become a model in terms of how elections can be conducted. In the past election, there was a dispute. The other parties believed that the election had not been conducted really, fairly, credibly, and they approached the courts, and the courts nullified the election results. And there was a coalition between the Chakweras and the other guy who passed away in a helicopter crash. They had a coalition and they won by around 50 something percent of the vote, defeating Peter Arthur Mutharika. And this time around, he won by around 64% or above 60%, something which is so significant, so very important to know that that is what we call a sound win or victory against your opponent. Because Zimbabwe, they will always tell you stories. You know, you go to Zek will tell you stories after stories, stories after stories. They will never hold free, fair, credible elections right here in the nation of Zimbabwe. So we know that an election cannot and can never be 100%. There is no competition which is 100%, but you need to have some standards to say, okay, yes, we know that we might have problems, but you did A, B, C, D correctly. But when you come to Zimbabwe, nothing is done correctly. So it becomes a problem. It becomes also a menace. And also, we just want to acknowledge President Chakwera, for accepting defeat and for a peaceful transfer of power. Something which is so hard to happen right here in the nation of Zimbabwe. They will never transfer power. They will continue to actually fight. And they will tell you that the opposition Nyika, opposition yazodai, and they will say tino support ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF kudyiwa kana kuwina ndeyinongotonga. That is the slogan which they make right here. So I hope and believe that one day they will learn from what other countries are doing. So this is what we have for you. Emmerson Mnangagwa is in Malawi, where he is witnessing how elections are conducted and how peaceful transfer of power happens. And we hope and believe that one day he will be willing to have that peaceful transfer of power right here in the nation of Zimbabwe, allow such things to happen right here in Zimbabwe.